We just got some insane DC Universe updates courtesy of Josh Harowitz having James Gunn on his podcast, so let's break it all down. Starting off with news for the Caped Crusader, James Gunn is saying that the DCU Batman will not be Robert Pattinson and that all future DCU Batman projects will release in separate years from Matt Reeves' films. And to that, I will quote Roman Reigns. You're lying! I just can't prove it yet. Call it delusion, which it is, but I'm placing all my stocks in faith. I truly believe that it's going to happen, and it's inevitable. Like, for example, stay with me. This Clayface film was initially supposed to be a part of Matt Reeves' universe, and then it's now being brought into the DCU. By the way, I think this is so cool that it's going to be rated R and a whole Mike Flanagan horror masterclass. Like, I will be seated. But all the signs point to them realizing, yo, Rob Pat's our Batman. Let's not dilute the brand by having two Batman at once. Let's just keep it a stack and bring him over. It's going to happen. James Gunn also in this interview ambiguously implied that we may see the Batman sooner than we think in this universe, stating that Brave and the Bold may or may not be the first time we see the world's greatest detective. And let's just keep it a stack again. He never mentions Andy Muschietti once for this movie. He always talks about Matt Reeves. I see the vision. Shifting gears to our punk rock superstar, though, James Gunn is working on his next script, and it will be a Superman sequel. And he's already gone on record of saying this won't just be your average sequel for Superman. There will be other characters. He did go on to say in this podcast that it won't be a world's finest movie, but Superman will remain important. And honestly, I feel like this just leads to a team up with Supergirl. I feel like that makes the most sense. Maybe they're fighting Lobo, who knows, but I will be seated regardless. And since we're still on the topic of Supermen, Henry Cavill was brought up in this podcast and how hard it was to let him go. He went on to talk about how cordial Henry was about the situation and even said that he'd like to have him in the universe again. I've been hearing those rumors of, yo, what if we had Henry Cavill as General Zod? But low-key, what if we make him Ultraman? Stay with me. Imagine the next time we see that character after he entered the black hole. He ends up on like Earth 3 and, you know, he gains an education, he gets smarter, and as he ages differently in that timeline, he just ends up having a different face. You could easily make him Henry Cavill. No one would bat an eye, and you could do the whole crime syndicate thing and maybe lead up to that for a big Justice League film. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there in the ether. And lastly, for the big news, James Gunn said that the DCU won't likely introduce the Flash or Aquaman in the next 2 years. And to that I say, and listen, I understand why. Both these characters have had movies recently that have flopped, and Jason Momoa recently played this character not long ago, and now he's playing Lobo in a new DCU movie. So we don't want to confuse audiences. Like, we can chill off him, but I'm gonna need that Barry Allen, Wally West Flash movie expeditiously. I need Reverse Flash on my screen ASAP, or someone at DC's gonna have to hear about me. At least James Gunn also did confirm that they're looking at scripts for the latest Wonder Woman because they are fast-tracking that project. So I think we're gonna see our Holy Trinity sooner rather than later, which is a massive W. But let me know your thoughts on this news in the comments below, because I'm not gonna lie, they got me hyped.